Hello everyone, SP Architects here. Today we are in our third lesson and we are going to learn how to make slabs, floors, sections, find and selection tool, text, grids and more. As you remember, in the last lesson we have created some walls and we learned how to edit this simply, of course, and how to fill inside and how to change color. It was the very simple method of doing that. Of course, there are multiple ways to doing this. And now we are going to use slab tool to fill inside or outside. And after that, if we select slab tool, you will see a couple of options right here. Reference plane location. Now it's on the default core tab. I prefer using this because if you use layer system for your floors, your finishing will be placed on your core, on your floor level. If you change this, for instance, to plane location tab, your top position will be located on your finishing, such as timber, such as tilings. It's not a clear solution. Therefore, we are going to use this core tab. And of course, you can change the structure type. Now it's layered system and you can choose the basic element, such as we use these walls. And if we select structure, we can see options are element options, concrete structure, for instance. Of course, their intersection priority are different. This concrete structural is more than concrete, so if you intersect them together when using them in wall, the concrete structural will be placed on the concrete. Since we are going to use the slab tool, we prefer the concrete structural because this is going to be probably a reinforced concrete building. And for the bottom and top position, it's now, as you can see, slab thickness is 300 millimeters. I will change the unit system to centimeters from working units. We will change this millimeter to centimeter, and as you can see now, this is 30 centimeter slab. After that, for instance, we will pull inside these walls. To do it, we will click this corner. As you can see, it is creating rectangular, so we will change the geometry method to polygonal. We are going to click our second and we can change the placing type from here. Now it's arc, or if you are not satisfied that, you can place simple rectangle and edit them later, or you can go to click the arc by 3 points, our second and our third point, and we will click here to finish it. After that, we switch to simple line, finish like this. This is the long way. If you want to do that simply, you will just use your slab tool and after that hit the space using the magic wand tool and click inside. As you can see, it was automatically created by magic wand tool, and magic wand tool is a tool which can select and determines your elements automatically, such as inside of these walls. You can use this with the slab, beam, wall, or other elements in Archicad. We are going to dive in deeper for magic wand tool. Of course, after placing this, you can continue editing this slab. For instance, if you select your slab and if you click edge, you can modify it by using this menu. Now it's corner. I'm going to click once again and I can add another point, or I can click subtract from polygon, or I can add more points such as this one. We go to 3D window, you can hit the F5 or F3, you can see it's 3D. And you can see its blue reference line, the core tab as well. And it's now 0 home position, home story. This blue reference line determines your home story and it's ground floor 0. If you click this, you can change its reference position to project 0 or other reference levels, but the easiest method is using the home and height offset. For instance, if you want to make this elevated from the ground floor as 1 meter, you can change this value to 1 meter. You can hit enter and there we go. Now, if we were to create a section, if we go to document, viewpoint and section, now we are going to maybe start from here and from here to look this direction. After that, you will see your section was created automatically under this section folder. You can double click here, or if you cannot find your section page or bigger projects, it's hard to find sometimes, I know. So you can click your section on the floor plan. You can right click and click the open with current view settings. And this is our section. You can select and modify your elements such as walls and slabs. You can change the heights. And this position, this top position is 1 meter above this ground floor. If you hit the M, you will see, it will say 1 meter or 100 centimeter. If you hit the F2, you will immediately go back to ground floor and you can continue your documentation progress, such as this section. As you can see the horizontal range. Now it's infinite depth. If I move this section, I will see everything. But if we switch to this limited depth, you will only see to this line. And of course, you can switch to this zero depth and we will see nothing because it won't intersect any element. But if we move this to here, we will see a section of this slab, or if we here, we will see only these cut positions and cut drawings, just like that. If you want to measure something in Archicad, you can hit the M button and you can click anywhere to measure your distance. It says 4 meters and 60 centimeters. This is not a permanent dimension. If you want to place a permanent dimension, you can go to document and use the dimension tools, but we will use them on the next lesson. If you want to place text in Archicad, you can go to document and you can use this text tool. After that, you can change the font size and rotation from here. If you want to print this on a paper, I prefer not using the lower than 2 millimeters. So the best size is 3 millimeters, I think. And of course, you can change the text style, bold, italic, and underline. You can change the alignment from here, and also text span. You know how you can change the pen colors and thickness from the second lesson. After that, we will click here and we can input our text. Maybe kitchen. I don't know. Of course, this is not a zone. We will use the zone tool, this tool, and zone tool is very important when labeling this kind of rooms. This was only text and the most simple method placing text in Archicad. That's why I showed you. This anchor point is very important. Now it's top left If I copy this to here, maybe here, and one more, I will change this to bottom left. And if I select both of them, and if I change their size, for instance 1, you will see this moves to this position. This kitchen text reduces its size to right left position or bottom left position, and reverse. This is why using anchor points is important. You can place your text according to them, and mostly middle works. If you change the scale, well, we have a non-permanent scale value here. If you change the scale to 1 to 200, you will see text stays still and other elements changes its scale or reverse, but it's changing position determined by this anchor point. Just like this. By the way, we have a problem for this text because this wrap text on. We will uncheck this and everything will be fixed. When selecting something in Archicad, we can use the arrow tool. For instance, I'm going to click here and select this from left to right, and I'm going to try select this. You will see these two kitchen text selected, but not this floor. If I want to select step with this action, while doing this action, we will change selection settings. From here, you will see the selection settings is now the, I don't know its name, from right to left, left to right, and polygon selection, rectangular and rotated rectangular selection. Let's switch to first, and you will see if our rectangle intersects something, the intersected element will also be selected. If you want to do it as AutoCAD, you can use the third. It will be different from selecting left to right or right to left. Or you can just use the second. It always be selected if you cover all of the elements with your selecting rectangle. I prefer using third one, and each time I don't have to switch back to option icon, and I can go to left to right or right to left. If you want to add grids in Archicad, it's very simple. Under the document, we can click this element tool, and here you can see lots of options appeared, and of course in the channel there are much more deeper tutorials only talking about grid elements, but knowing the main options for using grid elements will be enough for this time. For instance, if I click here and click here, secondly, we will see this A, because for the grid naming, it's automatic name, and ABC, we can change it to 1, 2, 3. If you don't see these settings, you can go to the main settings for the grids. Shortcut is Ctrl+T, or you can click this grid options. There are different sections, there are different settings for the sections, elevations, and floor plan. Now we are on the floor plan, so we will change the floor plan settings. For instance, you can change the line type from here. You can make it dashed. You can uncheck make visible or invisible your markers, and the staggering point, which is the first point. So if you want to break it, just like this, this is staggering point. For instance, let's make this 200, and you will see it's way more different, but you can change it manually by clicking these purple nodes. After that, if you click the second purple node near the circle, you will see it creates a different zigzag line for your grid. You cannot edit the grid by using these points. You will click these purple points. And if you hit the shift, you will see this flux to do that X direction. And you can use the shift for many commands such as placing walls, slabs, lines, and the most elements. And I'm hitting the shift and clicking this point, and they will be exactly on the same point on the x-axis. These grids are also visible in the 3D. If you want to make them hidden, you can select your grids and go to settings. We are changing 3D window, so we will go to 3D view and just uncheck this 3D. You can change their color from this menu, for instance this 4, or you can go to selection settings dialog box, and you can change them from here as well. It's not affecting only floor plan because we are on the floor plan. If you want to change the section visibility, you can change these values under the section. Since we have created the section, we can see our grids on the sections. Now I will open up the section with current view settings, and I will see our section. As we did before, I want to hide this middle part and only want to see top and bottom part, so I will edit the section elevation part, and I will click this second. If I select this, I won't see any grid. If I select the second, you will see more extended lines will be appeared, and we can change the starting position. For instance, if you want to start this grid for a more deeper position, we will change this value to maybe 600, because in case there might be some basement for the building or roof. If you place roof, your grids will be intersected with roof. Therefore, you may have to edit your grid elevation, and you can fix it from the marker position, just like this. And of course, by using the different pen colors, you can change your grid colors, and you won't have to fix them one by one. After learning grids, we have find and selection tool. If you want to search something in your project, it's very simple. You can hit Ctrl+F and you will see this find and selection tool. By changing this criteria element, you can see this all types selected. If I want to find all the grids, I will change the grid from this list. If you can't see your element from this list, you can click more and you will see everything. Now I can select the grid element, and if I hit the plus, it will select all of grids. But if you want to add criteria for your grids, you will click the add, and you can just search grids and you will see the options for your grids. There is no specific option for grids, so we can search something different. Well, on this screen, if you hit Alt and click your grid, you will see immediately the options will be set up the grid. After that, you can click the element type, model view, you can select according to layers, positioning. Now I'm going to hit the Alt and click the wall. You will see this value change to wall, and if I hit the wall plus, all of the walls will be selected. For instance, if I select this wall and change its height, after that, if I hold click this wall and click the add and search for height, and now the height value is 0. After that, I can input a value here equal, more than, less than. But to make it shorter, I will hit the Alt and click this wall, and you will see your wall height. And if I hit the plus, all of the walls which height is equal 532 will be selected. Let's go to 3D window to by clicking F3, and after that I will hit this plus, and you will see these walls are selected. But if I change this icon to more than, these walls will be selected, you will see. Or you can make it true, or non-equal, of course. You can use this as slabs, any kind of elements in Archicad. It's up to you. Even this elevation and sections. Alright guys, in this lesson we have learned how to place slabs, how to use text, grids, and finance selection tool. Next lesson will be very important because we will learn how to use columns, sections, and organizing tools such as intersecting and trimming walls. Thank you for watching. Until next time, have a nice day. Bye.